The mysterious beginning. Ren sat in his cramped study, surrounded by ancient books and maps, when an unusual letter arrived. The parchment bore coordinates leading to uncharted jungles. The final line read, "Here lies the answer to all your questions, but are you prepared to pay the price?" Unable to resist the lure of discovery, Ren assembled a team. Adele, a young mage haunted by guilt over her sister's death. Caleb, a seasoned tracker and warrior seeking escape from a troubled past. Nyama, a linguist whose homeland had been devastated by magical catastrophe. "We must act if this artifact exists," Ren declared. "Time magic is dangerous," Adele replied. "If we activate it, everything might unravel." Trials of the jungle. The journey to the temple tested their resilience, physically and mentally. The jungle seemed alive. Whispers carried by the wind and shifting plants made every step uneasy. Adele sensed potent magical fields, distorting reality itself. One night, during Caleb's watch, a silhouette resembling his sister emerged. He ran after it, only for Adele to intercept him. "It's an illusion," she said, pulling him back to camp. "Then it's doing a damn good job," Caleb murmured. Arrival at the temple. After weeks of struggle, the team reached the temple. Its stone walls were etched with glowing sigils. Nyama immediately began deciphering the inscriptions. "It says, 'Whoever awakens the temple shall awaken time itself,'" she explained. Ren smirked. "Exactly what we came for." The entrance, sealed shut, required solving a series of magical puzzles. Each challenge tested their emotions, forcing them to confront fears as a key to progress. The first trials. Inside the temple, they faced magical constructs, towering statues that came to life to defend the sanctum. Caleb's combat skills proved invaluable, holding off attacks while Nyama analyzed their weaknesses. "These aren't just guardians," Adele noted, casting a barrier to shield them. "They're crafted from the very fabric of time, the hourglass of eternity." At the temple's heart stood the artifact, the hourglass of eternity, pulsating with cosmic light. Each grain of sand inside appeared to contain fragments of the universe itself. "This could rewrite history," Ren whispered in awe. "Or destroy it," Adele murmured. When Ren activated the hourglass, time began to fracture. The team witnessed glimpses of the past and future. Adele saw her sister alive. Caleb saw his older, embittered self. Nyama glimpsed her ruined homeland restored by the artifact's power. Beasts of time. The activation unleashed chaotic magic, summoning monstrous creatures forged from time distortions. Once scholars and mages, they had transformed into timeless horrors. These beasts attacked without mercy. "We fight, or the visions we saw will consume reality," Caleb declared, charging into battle. Adele strained to maintain magical barriers as Nyama frantically searched for a way to neutralize the creatures. The ultimate sacrifice. Adele discovered that the hourglass could only be deactivated through a ritual requiring a personal sacrifice. Whoever performed the ritual would become trapped in the temporal void forever. "I'll do it," she declared. "No," Caleb shouted. "We'll find another way." "Time doesn't wait, Caleb," she said. "My life has been full of mistakes. It's time to set things right." Adele completed the ritual, pouring her magic into the hourglass. She smiled at her companions one last time before vanishing along with the artifact, a fragile piece. As the temple crumbled, Ren, Caleb, and Nyama barely escaped. Ren clutched a fragment of the shattered hourglass, a reminder of their journey's cost. "She was a hero," Caleb said solemnly. "She was our family," Nyama replied. "Legacy." In the years that followed, the team members went their separate ways. Ren published a book on the forgotten mages but omitted details about the hourglass. Caleb became a mentor to young adventurers, passing on the lessons he had learned. Nyama dedicated her life to studying magical anomalies to prevent future catastrophes. Adele's sacrifice became a legend, inspiring future generations as a tale of courage and redemption. The Kingdom of Lumis. Lumis was a kingdom unlike any other, where the night sky danced with living constellations. The stars moved in harmony, casting spells of protection and guiding the people. For centuries, The dancing stars ensured prosperity, but a growing unease troubled the land. One constellation, Orion's Grace, had dimmed, signaling an ancient prophecy of imbalance. In the royal observatory, Princess Selene, a skilled astronomer, watched the celestial dance with dread. The stars aren't just dimming, she whispered to her brother, Prince Alaric. They're crying out for help. Alaric, a warrior unversed in magic, responded grimly. Then we'll give them aid. Whatever it takes. The stars lament. One fateful night, the stars stopped dancing. The kingdom's protective light waned, plunging Lumis into shadow. Panic spread among the citizens as strange beasts emerged from the darkness. The court astrologer Erasmus confirmed their fears. Orion's grace has been shattered, he said. The threads of the celestial web are breaking. Only the heart of the stars can repair them. The prophecy spoke of a hidden artifact, the stellar core, an ancient crystal imbued with the star's essence. To recover it, Selene, Alaric, and a ragtag group of companions embarked on a perilous quest. The companions assemble. Selene and Alaric were joined by Saren, a wandering bard who claimed to hear the stars' songs. Quill, a stoic knight exiled from Lumis for questioning royal decrees. Lyra, a young mage whose untamed powers seemed tied to the stars themselves. Despite their differences, the group forged ahead into the Eclipse Woods, where shadows seemed alive. Trials of the Eclipse Woods. In the cursed forest, the companions faced their first challenge. The trees twisted and formed mazes, while shadow creatures stalked them. Saren's song proved crucial. Her melodies resonated with starlight, weakening the shadows. Sing, Saren, Lyra urged as her spells faltered. I don't just sing. I listen, Saren replied, closing her eyes to hear the faint echo of the stars' sorrow. Guided by Saren's song, they found the forest's heart, where an ancient guardian barred their way. The guardian, a celestial wolf named Astrius, tested their worth by forcing them to confront their fears. Each companion overcame their inner struggles, proving their resolve. The rift in the sky. Emerging from the woods, they reached the Skyforge Mountains, where the stars were said to have first touched the earth. Here, they encountered fragments of the shattered Orion's Grace. The shards pulsed with chaotic energy, creating storms that threatened to tear the group apart. Selene, using her knowledge of constellations, stabilized the shards by aligning them with Lyra's magic. The group pieced together part of the celestial map leading to the stellar core. Betrayal and revelation. As they approached the stellar core's hidden chamber, Quill revealed a secret. He had been exiled for attempting to harness star magic for his own goals. Torn between loyalty and ambition, Quill betrayed the group, seeking to claim the core's power. A fierce battle ensued. Alaric fought Quill in a duel of blades, while Lyra struggled to contain the surging magic threatening to collapse the chamber. You can't control the stars, Quill, Selene shouted. I don't need to control them. Just harness their strength, he retorted. In the end, Quill's greed consumed him, and the stars rejected him. He disappeared into the void, leaving the group shaken but determined. The core's awakening. The stellar core lay within a crystalline cavern, surrounded by ethereal light. To restore Orion's grace, the core required a sacrifice. One of the companions had to offer their bond with the stars. Lyra stepped forward. The stars have always called to me, she said. Perhaps this was why I was born. Despite the others' protests, Lyra infused herself into the core, becoming one with the celestial web. The stars reignited, and Orion's grace was restored. The stars dance again. Returning to Lumis, the companions witnessed the stars resuming their eternal dance. The beasts of darkness faded, and the kingdom's light returned. Selene and Alaric mourned Lyra's sacrifice but honored her memory by creating a new constellation in her name. Saren composed a ballad, the Song of Lyra, which became a timeless anthem of hope. Quill's fate remained unknown, but whispers in the shadows hinted that his story was far from over. Epilogue. A legacy written in starlight. Years later, Selene became the Queen of Lumis, guiding her people with wisdom and an unshakable bond to the stars. Alaric protected the realm as its steadfast guardian. The stellar core's light illuminated the kingdom, a reminder of the sacrifices made to preserve its peace. And every night, the people of Lumis gazed at the sky, where the stars danced once more. A book in the shadows. In a forgotten corner of the university library, young linguistics student Elliot Caro discovered a peculiar book. Its cover bore no title, only swirling patterns that seemed to shift in the dim light. When Elliot opened it, the pages were inscribed with text in a language he couldn't recognize, a rarity for someone who had studied dozens of ancient scripts. On the last page, a single phrase appeared in his native tongue. "Every word you read will vanish when spoken." Ignoring the warning, Elliot whispered the first sentence aloud. The letters faded before his eyes, leaving the page blank. A hidden past. Elliot brought the book to his mentor, Professor Lydia Vance, an expert in ancient scripts. When Lydia saw the book, she turned pale. "This isn't just any manuscript," she said. "It's the Codex Evum, a relic said to contain languages from lost civilizations. Every time a word disappears, a piece of history is erased." Elliot, skeptical but intrigued, began translating what he could. The first passages spoke of a long-lost city called Ilmora, said to hold the secrets of time itself. But as more words vanished, Elliot started to notice strange changes around him. Objects he remembered from his childhood were missing, and conversations about shared memories became fragmented. Elliot's obsession with the book deepened. He discovered that every time he read aloud from the Codex, not only did the words disappear, but their essence seemed to unravel reality itself. Familiar landmarks in his town faded, faces in old photographs blurred, and historical texts began to contradict each other. One night, Elliot dreamed of Ilmora, a gleaming city of spires and flowing rivers. In his vision, the city collapsed into silence, its libraries burning, as if its entire history was being consumed by an unseen force. Upon waking, Elliot found another passage in the Codex, written in a language he could suddenly comprehend, a language that hadn't existed in any linguistic database. Lydia confronted him after noticing the changes in their world. "You're not just erasing words," she said. "You're erasing the very cultures they represent." "But if I can translate enough," Elliot argued, "I might find out how to stop this, the unraveling." Elliot's translations began to take on a life of their own. Some texts described forgotten myths, while others contained warnings. Those who read too far will find themselves unmade. Desperate for answers, he sought the help of Malik, an underground linguist specializing in forbidden texts. Malik revealed that the Codex Evum was rumored to have been created by the Echo Keepers, an ancient order tasked with preserving knowledge that even gods feared to lose. The book had been cursed when humanity betrayed the Keepers, turning it into a self-erasing record. As Elliot delved deeper, he uncovered references to a ritual that could reverse the damage. But it required finding the last word, a mythical phrase believed to anchor all language. Without it, the Codex would continue unraveling the fabric of existence. The search for the last word. The clues in the Codex led Elliot, Lydia, and Malik to a remote monastery hidden in the Himalayas. The monks there spoke an unrecorded tongue, one they claimed was the language of the universe's creation. The Codex reacted to their chants, glowing faintly as if resonating with their words. The monks revealed that the last word was not merely a phrase but an understanding, a unifying force that connected all languages. To access it, Elliot had to sacrifice something precious: his own linguistic ability, a choice of silence. Faced with the choice, Elliot hesitated. His gift for languages defined him, and losing it would mean abandoning the very thing he loved most. Lydia tried to reason with him. "If you don't act, everything we know could vanish. You have to let go." Elliot performed the ritual, speaking the chants that dissolved his connection to language. As his ability faded, the Codex stabilized, its pages reappearing and restoring the words that had been lost. He could no longer read the book or understand its secrets, but the unraveling ceased. The silent guardian. Returning home, Elliot found that the world had shifted slightly. Certain details were different, as if rewritten by the Codex, but stability had returned. Lydia preserved the Codex in the university's archives, placing it under strict protection. Malik vanished, taking some of the Codex's lingering mysteries with him. Elliot, now unable to understand any written or spoken language, found solace in the universal languages of music and art. Though he could no longer read or write, he became a silent guardian, ensuring the Codex would never again threaten the world. Epilogue: A world of vanished words. The book became a legend, whispered about among scholars and linguists. Occasionally, someone claimed to hear whispers from its pages, as if the vanished languages were calling out to be remembered. But those who sought the Codex were warned. Every word you uncover may be the last you ever speak.